I didn't know I wanted to be in the tourism industry. It found me. I think it's just part of how God made me. From my very first job at a gas station, I was in tourism and hospitality and didn't realize that. As far as joys are concerned, seeing an event at the completion of it, that's a great accomplishment. That's a blessing. And junior leaders, seeing them from their first interview in June, nervous, and just see their growth over 10 months, how they mature, not only physically, but also just they learn so much in that little bit of time, and they change, they evolve. So it's great seeing that, seeing your babies grow up. That's very rewarding. What I've learned about the job is a wise friend said and gave me, actually have a mug in my office that says hasten slowly. So be very slow to speak, but very quick to listen. I still struggle with that. Also learning about the job to delegate responsibilities, allow people to help me to do my job. Without board members, our volunteers, junior leaders, and especially Blaze, I couldn't do my job. So it takes everybody. This is truly an honor that I don't deserve, because it takes everybody. Sometimes I'm the one in front of the camera, but there's tons of people behind the scenes that really deserve this more than myself.
No day was the same. You never knew what was going to happen because we are, a tourist stop. We have people come from all over the country and other countries. And so I always was excited to get to work in the morning. I knew I wanted to be in tourism because I'm a people person. I like people. I like talking to them, and I'm a true Southerner. And, talking is my vocation and my hobby, and I just enjoy learning about people and where they come from and interacting and finding out about their life and what brought them to Coleman and what brought them to the museum. Because Coleman is my hometown. I grew up here, so I enjoy sharing that with other people. One of the benefits of working here is we do a lot of genealogy research. So I was able to, do some research and find out things about my past and my genealogy. So that was kind of an added benefit to working here. One thing you don't think a lot about at museums, especially historical museums, is shoplifters. One day a lady called me and I remembered her. She said, I was in the museum last week with my grandson. He's 6. And she said, he's taken something. And we had a little piece of wood that was used to tighten the ropes on the bed. And he had somehow gotten past me and taken that home with him. So he had to come back and apologize and send it. It was funny to me, but I'm sure it wasn't funny to him. I've just really enjoyed my time at the museum and learning more about Coleman's history and sharing that. So it's been a wonderful experience, and I miss it, but I'm going to enjoy my retirement too.
I just fell into tourism. It was my fortune that I did. I knew it was something I loved. I loved the energy of it. I love that every day is different. It's constantly learning something new. I love the interaction with people, and I just felt like, okay, it's in my blood, and I guess this is what I'm going to do for a while, and I've been blessed to have the opportunity to continue to do it. I hadn't been here very long, and I had a group that was here from Japan, and we were on a motor coach doing a tour of the historic district downtown, and they were all taking pictures, and we had a translator. And I could tell they all got excited about something that was happening outside. And I thought they just wanted pictures of these beautiful antebellum homes that were passing by. And the translator said that they wanted to stop and get off the coach. So we stopped. They did. There was a gentleman that was riding a lawnmower. He was maintaining the yard of one of the homes. And they had never seen a riding lawnmower before, so they all ran off the coach, ran over to the riding lawnmower, and were taking pictures of the gentleman that was maintaining the yard. And they were more excited about that than a lot of the things we saw. And And that taught me you never know what people are going to like, and you never know what's going to be the highlight when they're here. But they were just fascinated by the riding lawnmower. They had never seen one before. So that one always sticks out in my head. Thank you to Alabama Mountain Lakes for the beautiful pearls and to all they do to help promote our region. And I think they're a great partner, and we appreciate the collaboration and what they do to promote our community as well.
In 2003, I started running an already running hotel in Fort Payne and built a new one in Gadsden, Alabama. I learned a lot about not just operations, branding, but also about tourism. And what tourism is, in general, is about bringing people to your area. But what it also taught me, it's an incredible revenue generator to a community. Tourism is not about my or the individual that owns the space's revenue generation. Of course, you need ROI, but you're going to have to work with how can a community benefit from it. And working with the community has always been an agenda. We have to come up as a community of how do we make it very inclusive. Lee Santel once said, tourism does not have borders. So people mattered, my staff mattered, the people that came to me mattered. And even today, when I work with my art and when I commission art pieces, the gallery at 808 connector with the hotels is literally serving people. Tourism is about serving people, looking after people. And the more people we bring in, the more revenue our community will have, and the more money there will be to spill out to help people that don't.
My title is director, but however, anyone with a limited staff knows that just because you have a title doesn't necessarily mean that that's all you do. Since we just have, there's just 3 of us employees here, of course we rely heavily on our volunteers, but we all do a little bit of everything. We all work on the displays together, we work on doing tours, we work the gift shop, so each one of us, I may be the director, but chief cook and bottle washer basically is what I am. Whatever needs to be done, that's what I do. I think one of the greatest joys of working here is you never know who you're going to meet. We just have visitors from Iceland a couple of days ago. We have visitors from Germany last week. So you just never know who's going to walk in the door, and you never know what they're going to bring to you, And the other great thing about our museum is everything you see here has been donated. So you just never know who's going to walk in and what they're going to bring with them. And 9 times out of 10, there's a story that goes with the item. There's always a story. So hearing the stories and hearing about veterans who have served, I think that's one of the greatest joys, is you just never know. You never know what's going to come through the door. I just would like to say, once again, thank you to Alabama Mountain Lakes for honoring me with this wonderful gift. I appreciate it. And I would like to say thank you to, of course, our governor, our state legislators, our county commissioners, our city leaders. But most of all, I'd like to thank the community, because this really is your museum. I just get the pleasure of running it. So, thank you.
I've been in my current position for about 1.5 years, but I've been with Yadla Management for 7 years total at the corporate office. And in a interesting story, I actually started my career with them in the 80s as an hourly associate, the very first hotel they built. I moved on because they only had one hotel at the time. I built my career, and 7 years ago, I came back to the corporate office when they started expanding. So it's been a great story. I had a boss many, many years ago, one of my best mentors, and he was a general manager for a hotel I worked at. He said, at the end of the day, if people leave happy, we're good. And that used to be how he would sum up our meetings, that it didn't matter what we were talking about. He would say, was everybody happy? And if I said, yes, the group was happy, the event was happy, the meeting was happy, he's like, then I don't need to know anything else. Then we're good. It was only when somebody wasn't happy that we had to work a little bit harder to fix that. And that's always stayed with me as great advice. if we make people happy, we've done what we were supposed to do, and it's all worked out really well. So I think that's probably the biggest piece, and it maybe took me a little bit of time to learn that, but I definitely fully embrace that now. That's what we do in hospitality. We make people happy. Over the course of my career, which started in North Alabama at a hotel in the 80s, Alabama Mountain Lakes Tourist Association was a part of that. It was one of the first organizations that I joined and participated in. It's probably one of the places that I learned the concept of networking and going to meet people and partner with people. And even though I was an hourly associate at that time and really didn't know all the ins and outs of the tourism world, certainly over time, I've learned the economic impact that tourism makes on our market, which is incredible. I've learned the workforce and the job opportunities that are provided, the great career opportunities. I learned how to work trade shows, working at Alabama Mountain Lakes Show years ago. For many years, I worked outside of the North Alabama market. I've always lived here, but I traveled all over the country for a job that I had. So 7 years ago, when I got a chance to come back and be a part of North Alabama on a day-to-day basis, and we have so many properties through Yedla Hotels here in the market, that's just been a great joy. So it's continued. They've been a part of my career all along, and that's something that I'm just really grateful for.